Hi guys, Dave here, otherwise known as a Rambler on a Bike. This is a time-lapse video that I did the other night, an evening tonight ride in Amsterdam, starting off in the 9 streets and just kind of heading out the city now to just explore a bit really. I planned on not really using Google Maps and just cycling, and if I get lost I just cycle until I see something that I recognise and then go from there, which can be tricky in the city because sometimes you see something and you think it's something that's actually 3 miles away because it looks pretty similar, so it can throw you off. And yeah, but I've got quite a good sense of direction. I enjoy just cycling around and just figuring out how different parts of the city link up. It's a beautiful little part of the city here, just before you get into the park with that old church and some lovely houses. Must cost an absolute fortune, but it'd be lovely to live down there really, but one can dream. So I just stopped off in the park there for 5-10 minutes to enjoy the nice weather and the atmosphere before getting on my way again. And I was planning on just heading kind of south a bit. Originally I was going to go to near the forest, but I think I must have got distracted because I didn't end up down that way in the end. I mean, I am quite easily distracted, so you know, these things happen. But what are you going to do? I mean, the first video I was supposed to actually go through the medieval town of Edam. I'd googled Edam, I'd looked at it online, and I thought, wow, that looks so amazing, really cool old school place. I should have figured out that I wasn't actually in the centre of Edam when everything was brand new and looked like a kind of almost like a modern housing estate in England. So, you know, but I got distracted by that ice cream, and that ice cream is good, worth getting distracted for, I'd probably say. So if you haven't seen that, maybe check it out if you can be bothered. If you can't, fair enough. I'm not going to make you watch any of my utter shite content, so it's entirely up to you. I did want to talk about other shite content that I've got ideas for. I mean, I did actually put this video out as a time lapse with no commentary on. You might prefer that. You might not want to hear me rambling on. So if you do prefer those kind of videos, I will be doing more of those. I plan on going out into the city potentially tonight on a Friday night, so it should be nice and busy, and doing a similar sort of video to this, but not a time lapse, just an actual video where capture the sounds of the city. Might, you know, you never know what's going to happen in Amsterdam. Might catch something a little bit mad going on, but I'll say that and I'll be absolutely boring as fuck now, so I shouldn't have said that. I'm building up expectations, you know. I just should have left it as it'll be just a standard video. But the plan was to do it with no commentary and maybe an hour long, something like that. Just cycle around Amsterdam, so you can kind of get an idea what it's really like to explore this place on a night. Obviously I won't be taking the camera down any sort of red light district areas, as I don't want them throwing it into the canal, which I have heard is a thing. They do not like the cameras, which is fair enough. You know, I mean, there's already enough tourists going around just staring, pointing and laughing or whatever, you know, so I think you've got to respect them. So won't be heading around that area, but maybe around Rembrandt Square and those sort of places where there's a bit of atmosphere, and just cycling through, see if anything's happening. But yeah, so far in this video, it's not been that productive. I'm kind of on the edge of the pipe here, and I say productive, I mean it's a pointless cycle, so it doesn't have to be productive. But like here, I'm heading down the Amstel, I believe, and it's a classic case of where I'm thinking, where am I going to go? And then I get to halfway down and think, oh, actually I'm just cycling miles out the city, so I need to turn around. So maybe I could plan these videos a bit better, but it's about getting out and just doing a bit of exercise, doing a bit of filming. Even though I'm on an electric bike here, but it's still exercise to a point because it's only assisted, no throttle. So, you know, bit of exercise. But yeah, that's a bit of a cop out, especially when you just saw there's a guy carrying his girlfriend up on a terrible old Amsterdam bike up a hill, and there's me on my e-bike, you know, pretty lazy, but what are you going to do? But yeah, heading back up the Amstel here, I think we're not too far from kind of, I think the pipe is on our left, and a bit further up we're going to kind of come into the start of the canals here, and then this is where all the antique shops are, art galleries and stuff. Really cool to have a look down there if you've not got much to do in the day. Lots of cool stuff in the shops, really random things as well, mad bits of art. Worth a look, worth a look. And this is towards the zoo. Don't know if any of you have been to the zoo in Amsterdam. Worth a trip as well. About €20, I believe. So, and is this Skinny Bridge? This is one of the most famous bridges, and you think I know the name, but I'm a terrible guide. I don't really know the names of places. I just know what they look like. I should probably have a look and actually be a bit more informative on this channel. So I just stopped off on that bench there for 10-15 minutes, had a bit of a chill, a bit of a drink, some other delicacies, and just heading back towards, I think this is, I'll end up towards Rembrandt Square. So there's the Opera House there, and or is it City Hall? No, that was City Hall. Shitty Hall, because it looks like a toilet. And this is just coming up to the Rocking, heading back up towards Dam Square. Can't remember which way I go. Oh yeah, I like these little bits of the canal down here. They're always really quiet, even though they're close to the red light district and the chaos. You can just, even in the height of summer, they always tend to be quite quiet there in the evenings, compared to the madness that is the red light district. And there I went away where I couldn't take my bike up the stairs, so I pulled back on myself. And just coming past the coffee shop Bluebird there, which is one of the first coffee shops in Amsterdam. It's not really that great in my opinion. I rarely go there. And this is the back end of the red light district. If you pause the video down there, you might see a few red lights just on the right hand side. But this part of town is absolutely beautiful. Past a really good coffee shop there called Coffee Shop Solo. Some of the best hash in town in my opinion. Bit pricey, but well worth it. And this part of the city is really old school, really some beautiful houses, and you can say that about a lot of Amsterdam Centrum especially, but it just seems a bit more peaceful considering how close to Central Station and the red light district it is. It always surprises me how quiet it is there at night, you know, compared to places like De Pipe and even the West Side, and Diordane, places like that. So really cool little place to explore at night if you're just wanting to go on a wander, maybe have a little smoke with some mates and, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's a cool place. So here we go, coming past Central Station was on the right there, didn't really get to see it, and I fucked up here. I ended up on some bit of bike lane, don't know, didn't exist. And here we are into Dam Square, as you can see there. Unless you don't know what Dam Square looks like, then you wouldn't have known. But that was Dam Square, which I think I do end up back at later briefly. It was really cool there in the lockdown because it was like that's what it really felt like, a zombie film or something, you know, walking through Dam Square Monday afternoon 3 o'clock and just not seeing really anyone in it. You know, another person right on the other side. Bizarre, once in a lifetime experience, unless we have a second wave, and then it'll be twice in a lifetime experience. And then unless this happens, you know, every other year and new strains, and it starts happening more and more, and then it'll just become normal life. So there is something that's something a bit depressing to think about. But you know, just cycling my bike around Amsterdam, having a good time. So fuck all that for now. Anyways, getting distracted. Like I say, I'm easily distracted. That taxi driver, letting him through there like a good cyclist. I am cycling the wrong way down the road, mind, so I shouldn't be there in the first place. So you know, yeah, that's pretty poor on my part anyway. But everyone seems to do it, so I mean, that's not an excuse, but I'm using it as an excuse. So I like this part of town here as well. I think it's like on the west side. There's a junction where 5 of the canals all connect together. And you can see I just had a little sit on that bench there. They all connect together, and you get a nice bit of open water, and it's just, yeah, it's nice on a sunny day. If you can get a bench and chill down there, I highly recommend it. Now here we are coming through the madness of Leidsplein. I do apologise for my pronunciations of places. I've lived here for coming up to a year, and I'm still terrible with it. I'm so bad with languages. I mean, you might be able to tell off these videos I'm not great with English, let alone Dutch. And I have tried, and when I say things to people, they normally look at me and kind of laugh, and that's not my confidence a little bit, I think. So I need to stop being a pussy and just go for it, really. But there we go. I've got no confidence with that at the moment. But one day. So that was Rembrandt Square we just went through, full of tourists and drunk people, drunk English tourists. But to be fair, not there that many there at the moment, so kind of strange seeing it like that. Normally it'd be absolutely jam-packed, especially in the summer holidays. On the hottest day of the year, it would be absolutely jam-packed. So I'd say the city is still at 50-60% capacity with tourists compared to, the usual 100%. So it's definitely quieter than it would normally be in the summer. But I'm seeing a lot of French, German families who are obviously they're on the school holidays now. So they've driven across the border and they're enjoying a few days here and travelling around the Netherlands, etc. You can see I just stopped at a coffee shop there. Easy Times. Yeah, it's a pretty good coffee shop, but very overpriced. But I do like their Zuccotti, and that is on a little deal at the moment. But here we are, back in the heart of Amsterdam, I like to call it. Don't know why. It just seems like that to me, where all the stuff is, really. The bits that really look like Amsterdam. And all that. So heading back, I think just into the 9 streets here, are we? I've kind of lost track here, but oh yeah, just into the 9 streets, and this is round where the oldest house in Amsterdam is, which I will show you one time. Really cool old wooden house that somehow survived all the fires. And this is something that I think is quite cool about Amsterdam, is the main shopping streets are kind of all channeled into one bit. So where you find all the brands, your H&Ms and all the rest of it, which you find in every city centre in Europe and most of the world. Oh, this is Dam Square again, by the way. Cool looking place. And they're all channeled into this one strip that kind of runs down the whole city. So you don't really see, like in England, huge shopping centres and brands on every bit of the high street, etc. It's just down that one strip, which I think is really cool. Passing some red lights here. I don't really know what goes on in those red light rooms, but I've heard it's a bit naughty, you know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, cheers for watching this video. Heading back to close to my place now, and I'll be making more videos. So if you fancy subscribing, do it. If not, that's fine. But yeah. Ta-ra a bit, and I shall catch you next time. Bye.